వస్తుంది వస్తుంది.
In India, the education sector has been transforming at a rapid pace towards creating multidisciplinary and quality education system. Touching newer dimensions under the visionary leadership and all-inclusive approach of our Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi. Proving an epitome of this positive development has been Indian Institute of Technology, one of the premier institutions in India. In the last 9 years, 7 IITs, 8 IIMs, 1 NIT, 16 IIITs and 7 central universities have been opened in India. IIT Tirupati is one of these institutions with a philosophy of Guru, Shishya and Parampara also depicted in its logo. Today, it is known as a center for knowledge generation in the field of science and technology that addresses modern-day problems. IIT Tirupati has also established a Section 8 company, IITT NIF, to host the Technology Innovation Hub in Positioning and Precision Technology, PPT, under National Mission on Interdisciplinary Cyber Physical Systems, NMICPS, sanctioned by the Department of Science and Technology. The Center for Sponsored Research and Consultancy Institute is progressing on a total of 282 projects with an investment of rupees 177 crores. Adding to this continued legacy of excellence, IIT Tirupati has expanded its campus using sustainable practices and new technologies, such as using natural stones for the construction, rainwater harvest management under PM National Water Mission's NWM campaign, Catch the Rain, with the tagline, Catch the Rain where it falls, when it falls, G+3 storied visitor hostels built with GFRG technology and grid interactive rooftop solar. Some other features that stand out are polished concrete flooring, 3D printed bus stops, and fair face concrete finish in the academic building. For 2,000 workers, Vishwakarma Avas, a model working colony, has been set up with basic amenities like medical clinic and Anganwadi school. Due to these developments, IIT Tirupati has earned 10 awards for health and safety, 2 awards for sustainability Griha and HUDCO, and Best Construction Site in India 2023 by CIDC. The institution is one of the prominent centers of learning in the region with local relevance and global outlook. Today, the momentous occasion has arrived when its new campus is being dedicated to the whole nation by our Honorable Prime Minister, Shri Narendra Modi, presenting it to the youth as new state-of-the-art learning destination.
run this mother. Yeah.
Pull up your bumper, bad girl, back it up. Bad girl, pull up your bumper, back it up, back it up.
Baby, let's go. Baby, 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 baby.
A very good morning to one and all present here. I request everyone to please be seated in your places. A very pleasant morning to everyone and a very warm welcome to all the JEE Advanced. So it's already coming. Any online participants are already there? Kindly respond. Am I audible?
Yeah, we can hear.
So yeah, we're going to start the session then. Thank you. A very pleasant morning to everyone and a very warm welcome to all the JEE Advanced 2026 qualified candidates, their parents, family members, and the guardians joining us today, both here on campus and online as well, for the Open House 2026 at Indian Institute of Technology, Tirupati. Me, A. Gautami, takes immense pleasure in hosting you as you explore opportunities for your future endeavors in academia. Today's session has been designed to provide you with a comprehensive overview of academics, student life, campus facilities, research opportunities, and the unique learning environment at IIT Tirupati. We hope this interaction helps you make informed decisions as you take the next step in your academic career. Without further delay, I invite our director, Professor K.N. Satyanarayana, to deliver the welcome address and provide an overview of IIT Tirupati. Please, sir.
Is working? Okay, sir. That's okay. I'll use them. Okay. Good morning, everyone. Warm welcome to all of you, dear students. First of all, congratulations on your cracking the JEE exam, Advanced JEE, and to the parents who have been obviously a pillar of support, but in enabling your wards or children in achieving their objective of getting into an IIT. So what I will do is first give an overview of IIT Tirupati, where we stand and so on, and then probably make some comments, and then we can have an interactive session, right? You're also making a presentation. Our Dean Academics will also make a presentation on the academic program. There may be some overlap between our presentations. I may touch on items that he plans to touch also. So this is a view of our campus. People who come and visit us from other IITs, including Bombay and all these places, they say that our campus is probably one of the best looking campuses among the various campuses. You know, the IIT system has been growing. All of you are obviously aware that from the first IIT that was set up in Kharagpur in 1951, the first generation IITs, as we call the 5 IITs that started in the 50s and early 60s, Kharagpur, Kanpur, Bombay, Delhi, and Madras. Subsequently, 2 more IITs were started in 94 at Guwahati, and then Roorkee, University of Roorkee, the oldest technical institution in the country, became an IIT. So those in 2002, those 7 IITs, we say first generation IIT. Now, when I say first generation, just doesn't mean that they are, it is based on how the government gives the funds. Because in the first generation IIT, government expects these institutes to generate a lot of their own funds. And when they fund our infrastructure and all that, the first generation IITs, they have to take a loan, and the government pays off, and they have to pay off all the full capital and part of the interest, major part of the interest government pays. The second generation, so the first major expansion of the IIT system took place in 2008 when 8 more IITs were started, right? In Hyderabad and in Bhubaneswar, Patna, then Mandi and Ropar and Gandhinagar, Jodhpur, so on. So those were we call them second generation IITs. And then the next major expansion happened in 2015-16, when 6 more IITs were started in Tirupati, Palakkad, Jammu, Bhilai, Dharwad, and Goa. Of course, IIT Tirupati and IIT Palakkad, which were mentored at that time by IIT Madras, just like IIT Hyderabad was also mentored by IIT Madras, started in 2015, and the other 4 started in 2016. Okay, so the IIT Madras Mentored Institute decided to start immediately after announcement. The others took another year to start. So now with this August, we'll be completing 11 years. And probably among the third generation IITs, we were the first IIT to have a foundation stone laid in March of 2015, even before we started the institute. Most institutes' foundation stone programs are done after the institute starts and after a few years. So even before we started, because shows the support of the state government and their keenness in having an institute. And the foundation stone program was a common foundation stone program for 3 institutions: IIT, IISER, Tirupati, and IIIT Sri City. Right? IISER campus is just 3.5 kilometers from here on the same road. Tirupati is the only city in the country which has both an IIT and IISER. You know, there are 7 IISERs, the premier science institutes, and we are the only, of course, in Bhubaneswar, there's an IISER, but that is by the atomic energy, but IISERs are run by the Ministry of Education, and we are the only city, and we're taking full advantage of this co-location of these 2 institutions in how we do a lot of programs together, research initiatives together. Students can go take courses in IISER. So some of your, maybe the parents are not excited about it, but the kids who are really keen would like to do more science courses, they can go to IISER and do courses and transfer credits here. So we have arrangement with IISER. So the students have a bigger basket of courses to choose based on their interest. So the IISER students can come and take courses here. So we started off with a BTech in 4 branches: civil and environmental, electrical, mechanical, then computer science and engineering. In soft launched from a temporary campus about 20 kilometers from here in the Chadalwada group of institutions between Renugunta and Tirupati town. That's where we started off in 2015. Just by admitting about 120 students that year, and slowly started building up our programs. And in 2017, we started our, and then we expanded the BTech programs later on. We also started the chemical engineering program in 2018. And then we introduced the engineering physics bachelor's program 2 years back, where the electrical engineering and the physics department have come together to start this program. Engineering physics programs were started in the 80s, starting with IIT Bombay, and expanded to many other IITs. And then in 2017, we started our master's by MS by research and PhD programs. Because initially we didn't have enough faculty members at that point of time. We admitted students, and they went and did the coursework for PhD in IIT Madras and continued the research here. But that was only for 1 or 2 years we had to do that. And then we built, if you look at the way IIT campuses have been developed, if you take the second generation IITs, almost in every IIT, 2 to 4 batches graduated without ever seeing the campus. In the temporary campus itself, operations had happened, they graduated, they never saw the permanent campus. We set a target here in IIT Tirupati that the first batch also should live in the permanent campus for at least 1 year, okay, and do their classes here. And we achieved that. We were probably the first IIT to fully get our students to stay in the permanent campus for at least 1 year. So what we did, what we call the South Campus now, we built up student facilities for about, hostel facilities for about 850 students, and essential undergraduate labs for engineering, plus research facilities also, and classrooms, and moved lot of the teaching, all the students in by 2018, and all the teaching by 2019 into the campus, okay, into the permanent campus. And subsequently, because the government of India funds come after what the cabinet approves the DPR, which happened only in 2017 end, we built the permanent campus, what you're seeing now, what we built, which we started in 2020 and finished in 22 substantially, completely shut down our temporary campus in 22, handed over the facilities back to the owners, and moved 100% operations to the campus. And in 23, the construction was completed in all respects. Okay, so that way, if you look at, compared to the second, third generation IITs, ours has been one of the most fastest progress in how we deployed our infrastructure, labs, all these facilities in a fast way. Now, we are going to start the second phase expansion. So while your students, those of you who come to IIT Tirupati will see a lot of construction is going to happen. Construction is happening in every IIT. Even you go to IIT Bombay, you will see the whole place looks like a construction site. Okay, all of them are continuing to expand. So the next 2.5 years, we finished the designs, or we almost completed designs for the next phase. Funding has been approved for the next phase. We're going to be spending 1,200 crores on building the next phase. Whatever you see in the campus today, the academic buildings, the residential buildings, the hostels, everything will be doubled in the next 2.5 years. Okay, and so we're well on track to do that happening. And so by 2028, we hope to complete this campus. And right now we have about 140 faculty members nearly. We will, maybe next 3-4 months, we will be adding another 20-25 faculty members. By 2028, we hope to get to 250 faculty members and 2,500 students on campus. Okay. So we have right now 9 departments in the institute: chemical, civil and environmental, computer science, engineering, electrical, mechanical, and the humanities and social sciences program, and 3 science departments: physics, chemistry, mathematics, and statistics. Okay. So all the engineering departments offer BTech programs in their area. Now, one of the questions a lot of children and parents ask is why there is no electronics and communication branch, right? So if you see most IITs, they have only electrical engineering. That gives the students much more flexibility in how they move forward after they finish their degree. They can, if they're interested more in the power systems area, they can get there into that. If they're more interested in electronics, they can be there, more interested in communication, RF micro. So they can move into whichever area. What we found is in the earlier, for example, I studied in IIT Madras between 1979 and 1984. We had 2 branches in electrical engineering. One was called LC, low current, basically electronics and communication. Another one was called high current, which is basically the power systems and so on. But then people, for example, if you took the dean of Dr. David Koil Pillai, who was dean of planning at IIT Madras, he did BTech power systems, but now he teaches communication engineering. Okay, so we would like the students to have much more options when they go forward. So that is why we only offer a master's in electrical engineering. So that's so the students have much more flexibility. And then we have the engineering physics program, as I said, which is anchored by the physics department in association with the electrical department. So today, if you take a lot of the work that's going on in semiconductors, battery technologies, space technologies, there, you have a lot of interface that's happening between physics, electronics, mechanical engineering, all these areas. So these lot of instrumentation that goes into it. So the engineering physics students, or if the students later on want to go into pure physics, they still have that option. We have a colleague here, Aniket Joglekar, who did his engineering physics from IIT Bombay, and then went and did high energy physics at University of Chicago, one of the top places in the world to do high energy physics, and is a faculty here now in physics. Okay. Or they could also get into a MTech in an electronics area and go on. So they have many more options that they have available. And those are the BTech programs. All the engineering departments offer MTech programs. We have some 14 or 15 MTech streams that are available in the institute. For example, if you take electrical engineering, they offer an MTech in signal processing, communication, and machine learning. Another MTech in RF and microwave, radio frequency microwave technologies. A third MTech on microelectronics and VLSI, right? So they have 3 MTechs. Like that, every department, civil engineering has about 4 MTechs. Mechanical engineering has 3 MTechs programs and so on. So multiple MTech programs are offered by different departments. And then our science departments offer a MSc program. For example, our MSc Mathematics and Statistics has become very popular. Today with AI, data science, machine learning, mathematics and statistics is becoming a very important foundational area they should be good at. And that's why we brought in a strong emphasis to statistics also along with mathematics. And then our HSS department offers a master's in public policy. Okay, so students interested. Now all the BTech students, I'm telling about all this because if they're interested in, they could also do a dual degree program later on. In 5 years, you get a BTech and an MTech. Okay, you say 1 year. Otherwise, 4 years for a BTech, and then you get in an MTech program. It takes 2 years to complete your MTech. So, but if you do a dual degree program, you can 5 years you can finish both a BTech and an MTech. And you can do it in any of these MTech streams that are available, your dual degree program. In addition, we have now, our dean will talk about it a little bit more, is we are bringing interdisciplinary dual degree programs. You can do a BTech in any of these areas and a master's in data science. You get an MTech in data science and a bit, because at the end of the day, if you're going to be a good data scientist, you must know the domain, which area you're applying it for. It's just not enough to know the theory. So this gives, we feel it will be a big advantage for the students. We are also in discussions with IIM Visakhapatnam to offer an integrated MBA program also. Now, I'm not promising that we are in discussions with them. We are hoping that in the next few months we tie up this program where our students can, normally, how much does it cost to do an MBA at an IIM? Any idea how much does it cost? About 30 lakhs, right? 25 to 30 lakhs it costs to do an MBA at any one of the IIM. Under this program that we are discussing with them, in 6 lakhs, you will get your BTech degree here and IIM, MBA from IIM in 6 lakhs. This is a special program for the IITs and the centrally funded institutions. We are discussing. We are hoping that this program will be tied up in the next 3-4 months. But we're not. But the interdisciplinary system, interdisciplinary dual degree program is already approved by the Senate and it's under implementation. So our students who join here will have that option. We've also made the curriculum flexible that the students can do a 6 months internship. Right? A lot of industry now is asking for longer internship periods. We expect them to do a minimum 2 months internship, summer of the 3rd year, but students could do a 4 months or even a 6 months internship. So the curriculum has been modified to accommodate that with the industry, because a lot of the companies are giving pre-placement offers is based on an internship that you do with them, and then they get an idea about that. We are now, and then we have PhD program in all these areas. In fact, out of the 1,800 students or so, we have almost 400 students are PhD students in the institute. So we have a very strong research focus at the institute. This coming academic year, we are going to be starting the Department of Material Science and Engineering. Now, today, if you see, material science and engineering is so important, whether, again, coming back, whether you're talking about semiconductors or batteries, battery technologies, all these things comes down to material science. Okay. If you talk to anyone who is, India has now got the India Semiconductor Mission, they have, they're setting up a number of semiconductor fab facilities and all that. Who is required in this fab facility is not electrical engineers. Then most engineers required are chemical engineers, then mechanical and material science engineers. Okay. So, there's going to be a great demand in this area. And then we are also starting a department, biomedical engineering. Today, there's a lot of interface between medicine and engineering. Today, if you take medicine, almost you go to any doctor, they do so many tests. It's all technology, right? So many, whether it is blood tests or scanning or robotic surgery, all this is technology. So a lot of our colleagues here work on medical and biological related problems. So, it's again, bio manufacturing, vaccines manufacturing, all these are hot areas that we would like to get into. We are also going to be starting very soon a School of Space Science, Technology and Applications. Now, why here? Because, for example, we have a big advantage at IIT Tirupati. Sriharikota is just about 80 kilometers from here, okay, where the launches happen. All these satellites and the rockets that are launched happens in Sriharikota. The state is setting up a space city about 35 kilometers from here, 37 kilometers from here, between Naidupeta and Kalahasti, where they've already given 2,500 acres or so land for companies. There's a lot of startups that are coming into space areas. The classic one is Elon Musk, SpaceX, and all those things, which are all private space industry. The biggest IPO that's going to happen in the world, 1.5 trillion. And this thing is for what Elon Musk. So lot of in India also we have in space to encourage startups to come in space. There are 400 companies in India which have been registered within space, in the space side. So there is a big opportunity that is going to happen. All this communications, satellite-based communication, all these, a lot of things are happening in this domain. We are now talking about data centers coming up in space. So a lot of exciting opportunities that are happening there. So we feel we are institute that is most ideally located to do research and develop manpower in this particular domain. These are all in the next 2-3 years. All these programs will be starting. Then we're starting. We are proposing to start a school of physical AI, robotics, and autonomous systems. Right now, today we know robotics are getting all pervading in all our lives. I know you're going to have very soon, another 4 or 5 years, a lot of the manual, even in your house, you probably have already, we have floor sweeping robots in the house. Tomorrow you're going to have assistive robots. Man, if we're talking today about black factories or night factories, you don't need to turn on the light in the factory, right? Everything is automated. And then we have, all of us are aware of the influence of AI in all these domains. So we're going to start another school of, so these schools will offer BTech programs, but these are all for future batches, not for this batch. But you'll be able to take courses as we offer them because we have a reasonably flexible curriculum. Every student, for example, has 4 or 5 free electives where they can take courses in any area that they're interested in, not necessarily in the core area that they're doing, right? You have minor programs where you can do BTech in civil engineering, but you could do a minor in, say, sustainability, or a minor in literature if you're interested in, or in AI, right? So all these possibilities are there. So we have right now about 140 faculty members in the institute, and we'll keep growing. We'll keep growing. In addition, we bring in professors of practice. These are people with industrial and government experience who come and teach classes, who give us a lot of industry connect. We have a lot of adjunct faculty that we bring in as required, and so on. So actually, if you see, it's the effective faculty strength is more than nearly 150 already, and including the adjunct faculty and so on. So if you look at all our faculty members, they all come with very good academic and research training from top institutions in the country and the world. Just to give an example, and we have a lot of faculty members who have moved from first and second generation IITs to IIT Tirupati. Out of the 140 faculty members we have, more than 30 faculty members were faculty members earlier in the other IITs who came to IIT Tirupati. They will not move unless they see that they have this feeling that the institution is got good potential and is growing. Otherwise, why would they leave a first generation IIT? We have faculty members who have quit IIT Madras and moved here. IIT Guwahati, we have seven or eight faculty members who moved from IIT Guwahati to IIT Tirupati. Kharagpur, Delhi, recently 2 faculty members moved from Delhi here, and so on. Okay, so and in this round of recruitment, I don't know how many more we will be able to attract from other institutes to join here. Just to give an example, Professor Ankit Reddy, who is head of the department, he's a PhD from IISc, and he was a faculty at IIT Guwahati before he moved here. Professor Raghav Rao, one of the areas we are looking at is food technology. In a country, there's a big opportunity for food technology in this country. He was a former director of CFTRIS, Central Food Technology Research Institute in Mysore, and now he's a professor here. So he brings that big vision, view of food technologies and so on. He's one of the very well-known food technologists in the country. Professor Shashidhar Guma, he was again a professor at IIT Guwahati before he moved here. Arun Tangirala, he was a faculty at IIT Madras in the data science program at IIT Department of Data Science and AI at IIT Madras. He's moved to IIT Tirupati now, and he's leading this initiative on this school that I talked about on physical AI and robotics and autonomous systems, and so on. So I'm just giving you a flavor of the kind of faculty members that we have brought in. Battery technology is one area we are really trying to work on. You take Ranjit Tangavel, he is a PhD from Korea, South Korea. Again, he was in Guwahati, he's moved here. And I can go on. About the various faculty members. You take Uday Kumar, he works in the area of biomedical engineering. He was a postdoc at Stanford University before he moved here. And chemistry, again, you'll see all of them. Everyone has, out of our faculty members, almost I would say 70 to 80% of them have an international exposure. Either they did postdocs abroad or done their PhD abroad. Okay, so we have people with faculty members with all this wide background that we were able to attract to come and join us. Civil and environmental engineering, I'm part of that. I'm a civil engineer, so I'm part of that department as a professor. Take Krishna Prapurna, he was a professor at IIT Kharagpur before he moved here, and so on. Lokesh, he was a faculty at IIT Delhi. He got tired of the pollution in Delhi and he decided to move here. Then computer science and engineering, once again, we have faculty members. We are going to be adding a lot more computer science engineering faculty members in the coming recruitment that we are doing. Okay, the latest faculty member who just joined us last week, Sai Charan. He is a computer security expert. So there's, a lot of news on hacking of websites. All these are happening. That's the area he works in. We have, eminent professors like Professor Egna Narayana, who is an adjunct professor with us. One of the top computer science professors in the institute. He's been coming and teaching our students. He was a former professor at IIT Madras and then IIIT Hyderabad, and he continues to be quite active. Similarly, electrical engineering faculty members. So let me quickly go through this. For example, in the humanities area, Rajendran, he was a very senior professor at IIT Madras in the area of operations research, very well known internationally. He comes and teaches our students now. We have faculty in various areas: economics, philosophy, English, then policy, public policy, operations management, and so on. Mathematics, statistics, again, as I told you, it's become a very important area now. A lot of faculty members in statistics and pure mathematics. We offer MSc, two MScs. One is mathematics and statistics. The other one is MSc pure math. So we have faculty members of various background. Mechanical engineering is probably the biggest department. Mechanical, electrical are the bigger departments with 21 to 22 faculty members. Again, a lot of senior faculty members there. Okay, and physics, similarly, we have people in condensed matter physics. We have faculty in AMO physics, atomic molecular optical physics, in high energy physics, astronomy and astrophysics, and so on. Okay, so BTech curriculum, as I told you, is quite flexible in terms of how the students, they have to do about 150 to 152 credits. It used to be earlier about 178 credits or so. Now we brought it down to give the students much more flexibility in how they choose their courses, and also give options of internships and all those things. And then we try to give them a holistic learning experience, including courses in sciences, humanities, in your core area, and allied programs. And then we also, we have made it mandatory that the students should be also socially aware. So in the first 2 years, we expect them to take a socially relevant project and implement it and spend over 90 hours of time to show that, take up a problem in their own community or so, and see whether they can give a technical or a systems solution to that. And then we also, which almost every institution is implemented, is multiple exit options. So if a student comes and decides that, this is not what I'm interested anymore. I thought engineering is, or my parents forced me into engineering. I'm not interested anymore, and I want to leave after 2 years. They don't go empty-handed, right? After 1 year, if they leave, they get a certificate. If they leave after 2 years, they get a diploma. If they leave after 3 years, they get a BSc in engineering. And if they leave after 4 years, they get a BTech. And if they leave after 5 years, they get a dual degree BTech and an MTech, right? So we have this multiple options that we have students could use. I already talked about the internships. Minor programs, we have multiple minor programs that are available, about 10 or 12 right now, 15, yeah. But we'll keep expanding them, where the student can take a bucket of 4 courses, typically 2 core and 2 electives, to declare that I have done a minor in this particular area, right? Then We have made it compulsory for all the students to be, up to date on the latest areas like data science and quantum technologies. Compulsory course for all students, irrespective of which branch you're doing, whether you're doing mechanical or civil or computer science or electrical. In the first 2 years, they do all these courses where they get an exposure to AI, ML, quantum, and data science, and so on. We also have a course on life skills, 30 hours of wellness course. Everyone has to register for during the first year. Some area related to arts or performing arts or creative arts or maybe a yoga program. So they can register for this. Typically, we try to do 10-hour modules. Either they can do 30 modules in 30 hours in the same area or multiple things. So we want the students to get exposure to, because when you go out, you wanted them to go as well-rounded people who are socially aware and able to contribute. The institute has identified a multiple thrust areas where we, at the national level, there are many missions, many scientific and technology missions. We have the semiconductor mission, we have the quantum mission, right? We have a mission in interdisciplinary cyber-physical systems. We have the green hydrogen mission. We have now the blue economy mission. Like that, so many government has about 8, 9 big missions that they are driving to make India a leading country in these areas. So taking some of those areas and looking at our location where we are in terms of the kind of industry around, the opportunities to work with organizations around, and so on, we have identified, and also the new cutting edge areas, we have identified about 7 thrust areas. Probably I was just coming out of a meeting. There's an 8th trust area we also want to add, which is in health and medical technologies, which is a big area that is emerging in our interest in our faculty members. Also, some of the collaborations we're getting into. So this includes materials and manufacturing. India as a country needs to do much more in manufacturing. You read everywhere, everyone talks about, manufacturing only accounts for 15% of our GDP. The Honorable Prime Minister set us a target that we should get to 25%. That's where most employment can be created. India as a country has not been very strong in manufacturing. But we want to be a major competitor for China and all these people in manufacturing. So we need strong, and materials and manufacturing go together. Today, a lot of issues come down to critical minerals. If you look at the thing that between the US and China, one of the major thing is on the critical minerals, supply and availability that's happening. The area of food technology and precision agriculture is another area. This is all in an interdisciplinary research area. If a student is interested, I'm not saying everyone has to do these things. They can go take courses in these areas. Smart infrastructure and cyber physical systems. Today, how do we control all our infrastructure, whether it's physical, power, communication infrastructure, all these is based on IoT, Internet of Things. And then how do you analyze the data? How do you use it for e-governance purpose and so on? And then the area of physical AI, robotics and autonomous system that I already talked about. That's a lot of, even when we're talking about space technologies, a lot of the controls are through robotic systems. A big area that we are involved is in energy storage, both batteries and hydrogen, right? And we're building up our capability in the institute in terms of hiring faculty members, international collaborations. In fact, next week I'm going to Germany to discuss Center of Excellence for Advanced Battery Technologies with the German labs and so on. Then positioning, navigation, and timing technologies. We have a technology innovation hub in the institute and the National Mission and Interdisciplinary Cyber-Physical Systems. And positioning and precision technologies. Now, this is positioning, navigation, and timing. This is becoming very important. With GIS, all of you using your, when you got here, you would have used your maps to come here. This is all positioning technologies, right? Where is my vehicle? Where do I go to? And then we use the satellite-based systems. So we are becoming a major national center in the area of PNT technologies and timing technologies, atomic clocks, the clocks that measure times to the extent of 10 to the power of minus 12, 13 seconds Now we are talking about 10 to the minus 19, Arijit. 10 to the power of 19 seconds, minus 19 seconds, kind of accuracy. And if you look at all those satellites that are running, they all are based there on these timing systems. And a lot of our NAVIC satellites India is put up to compete, to take care of our own navigation systems without being dependent on GNS. Many of them have failed because of the atomic clocks failing. A lot of the financial transactions, all this share, this thing, backend is an atomic clock, because there a microsecond decision makes a big difference. A lot of our power transmission systems, how they synchronize with each other based on atomic clocks, right? So this is a big area that we are becoming a big center in the nation for this. We have 100 crores funding from the Department of Science and Technology to do this. Quantum technologies is another big area. Atomic optical, AMO, atomic molecular optical science, quantum technologies. Our honorable Chief Minister here, he's been pushing quantum technologies very aggressively. He wants to make Andhra Pradesh as a state where, because that's where the future, a lot of the future computing, and not in the area of computing. Quantum is not just only computing. Everyone thinks about quantum computers, but quantum technologies percolate into areas like the sensing, metrology, then communication, quantum communications. For example, IIT Tirupati has a project, 25 crore project on quantum communication and the National Quantum Mission, right? Quantum materials. So there is then metrology and sensing. For example, if I'm a submarine under the sea and I don't have a GPS signal, how do I? So you need magnetometers and all those things which are quantum based, right? So this is a big area, and the Amaravati Quantum Valley that is being set up to attract a lot of the quantum industry into the country, right? We are getting an 120 qubit IBM computer there, and so on. And our institute is very closely associated with setting up this Quantum Valley. I'm the chairman of the implementation committee for setting up the Amaravati Quantum Valley. Our colleagues are developing faculty development programs for quantum technologies. We have a lot of research going on in quantum technologies and so on. In fact, the Chief Minister wants us to open a branch campus for research purpose and training purposes in Amaravati. So a lot of activities going on all these areas. We have a number of centers of excellence we have created along these lines, including the one on positioning and precision technology that I just now talked about. And then we have this CHEMOS Center for Atomic, Molecular and Optical Sciences Technology, along with ICER. On manufacturing, we have a Center for Smart Manufacturing, which has been set up with Siemens and Wipro, right? Everyone thinks of Wipro, they think of a software company. But Wipro, also makes soaps, they make bulbs, they make furniture, they're one of the world's biggest hydraulic systems company. So they are big time into manufacturing also. So they worked along with Siemens, set up a center of excellence here. We are in discussions with DRDO, ISRO, and these people to set up their centers of excellence here. Under the National Semiconductor Mission, they are planning to set up about 10 centers of excellence, and one of them on electric testing and packaging and electric testing is to be set up here in IIT Tirupati. Okay, so in spite of being a new institute, we have been able to attract this kinds of funding and so on. My colleagues have been very active in sponsored research. We had more than 270 sponsored research. Actually, now and then we also take up a lot of consultancy assignments. For example, Poravaram Dam, they had a number of issues. The concreting that goes into it, the materials, they were struggling with it. My colleagues went and did the design, and then it went through very easily, right? So we're also socially contributing to many of these kinds of projects also. We have a lot of international collaborations across the world. You can see we have collaborations from all over all the continents of the world. For example, last week, our delegation was in Canada, with Dalhousie University in Canada. We have a very strong collaboration that is happening. We're setting up what we call the Tirupati Dull Innovation Campus. Campus doesn't mean we're going to create a new buildings and other things, but it's a virtual campus where we are bringing in strong collaboration between Canadian institutions and our IIT and ISER together. We are trying to do this ecosystem development. So we were 6 faculty members from IIT Tirupati and 4 from IIT ISER Tirupati. We were there in Canada 10 days back to discuss. We were there, some of my colleagues were there almost a week. I was there about 4 days to discuss how to set this whole thing up, the framework and so on, where we'll have student exchange, faculty exchange, joint research projects and so on. And we are, of course, plugged into various networks all over the world. For example, the Heritage Network in Europe, the Finnish network, Shastri Institute through Shastri Institute, the Canadian network, DAD, the German network, and then we have collaborations with Norwegian universities and so on, and US, Texas A&M, and universities like that. In fact, my colleague, our Dean of Global Affairs, Sashiguma, is going to be leaving tomorrow to visit a bunch of French universities, where we are doing a joint collaboration between IITs and French universities. And then I'm going as a part of the delegation for the Bharat Innovates program next week in France, where the Prime Minister is coming. We are taking about 100 startups from India. So the point I'm making is a big startup ecosystem that all of us are encouraging, right? All the institutions and so on. And we are making a global presence front. We are now taking to show Europe, and the Prime Minister is there. Our Honorable Prime Minister is going to be there. The French President is going to be there, and so on. So a lot of this international collaborations are also in this thing. Now, coming to connectivity, one of the challenges people always worried about is how easily accessible is this place. So I think that way, when I look at it in comparison to many of the institutions, our connectivity is excellent. Even IIT Hyderabad, if you take, is 70 kilometers from the airport. Nearest station, railway station, is 40 kilometers away, right? Here we have Renugunta Junction, which is just 14 kilometers from here. And one of the busiest junctions. We have 670 express trains passing through Renugunta Junction, connecting all the way to Dibrugarh in Assam, to Jammu, to Ahmedabad, Trivandrum, any place in the country. We have a train that goes within from 14 kilometers from here, Renugunta Junction. Our airport is just 11 kilometers away from here, which has got about 7 or 8 flights to Hyderabad every day, a direct flight to Mumbai, a direct flight to Delhi, to Bangalore, and so on. So that way, or most of us, wherever we have to go into the country, we just fly into Hyderabad. Within an hour and a half, 2 hours, we have a connecting flight to get to anywhere. Whether I'm going to Guwahati, I'm there in the airport every week. So it's so easy, and it takes me just 12 minutes. Now, we used to have a railway gate which we had to cross, which sometimes we had to stop there for 10, 15 minutes. But now the flyover has come, the highway has become 6-lane. I get to airport in 12 minutes from my campus. Okay, so that way the connectivity is very good, and also the proximity to, but we're 20 kilometers from Tirupati town, but takes us 20 minutes. In Bangalore, you can be 2 kilometers away and take you 1 hour, right, to get from point A to point B. But if I have to get into any of these places, into the Tirupati town, it takes me maximum 25-30 minutes. So that way, connectivity has improved drastically. Actually, we are closer to Kalahasti, Sri Kalahasti, which is just about 13 kilometers from here. You can see the Kalahasti temple from our campus. We're at a higher elevation, and so on. So we have a 548-acre campus. We have 530 acres between the highway and the mountain, and 19 acres the other side of the highway. So what we are doing is, the main campus is in this in the west side of the highway, between the mountain and the 530 acres. The other campus, which is 19 acres, we're building a research park. Okay, all academic institutions now, leading academic institutions, have research parks. So, for example, the biggest academic research park in the country is in IIT Madras, which is about 1.2 million square feet. I was there yesterday, whole day, in meetings at the IIT Madras Research Park. And I had a role, I was the chairman of the committee when I was at IIT Madras to plan and build that research park. So with that experience, when we had this research park here, 19 acres, we were putting an underpass between the campus and the research park. The contract has been awarded. NHA is getting it executed. So student doesn't have to cross the road also. They can highway. Because the road in front of our campus is a national highway, Highway 545. Starting is our gate. The national highways starting is that railway gate that is there, and it goes near Nalgonda, okay, the Highway 565. So we are building the research park there. Immediately we're building about 1,70,000 square feet building research park, but we have done a master plan for about 10 lakh square feet to build there. When we got this land, it was mostly barren with some little agriculture near the highway. We did an ecology study of the land. We want to build the campus in a sustainable way. We're definitely going to create some damage to the economy, but how do we minimize the impact? Has been our objective. We commissioned an agency called Care Earth to fully document all the flora, fauna, water bodies, the geology of the place. And then the way we're building it is we're trying to even, the way the water channels that flow from the mountain down, we're not disturbing any of them. And because that is most optimized natural formation, and we position all the buildings accordingly. We have documented about 230 bird species visiting our campus. Including from Siberia and Himalayas and so on. So we have done very detailed planning on how we build our campus in a sustainable way. So the campus is now divided into multiple zones. We have, for example, in the bottom left corner, if you see the yellow color buildings, that is the South Campus, as we call it. We used to call it the Transit Campus, which we built in 2018. In 15 months, we built it and moved all the students in. At that time, we brought in a lot of precast technologies and so on. And then we created sports facilities, a 400-meter track, football, indoor stadium with shuttle courts, gym, volleyball, tennis, and all this thing at that time itself. And then we have the main academic zone. So the buildings that you see in yellow is what we built in 1718. Before we got the main funding sanctioned, I managed to convince the central government to give us about 70 crores to immediately start off some buildings here, and got that done. And then we have the main academic zone. If you see the white color buildings, if you come to the center of the drawing, the white buildings are all the academic buildings. We have 2 academic buildings, AB1, AB2. We have a lecture hall complex in which those people who are physically present here is there, where we have about 30 classrooms of different size. We have the administrative building, and we have a big central instrumentation facility, 85,000 square feet facility to house the very high-end material characterization equipment. And then in the South Campus, we already have student capacity of about 850 students. There we have double and triple rooms. And in this North Campus, we had earlier built 2 hostels, 1,000 single rooms. In the next phase, and then we also built about 168 apartments for our faculty and staff. So almost 70% or so of our faculty and staff live on campus. And in the second phase that we are building, we are going to be expanding. We are going to be building 2 more academic buildings. And then we're going to build a library building, a big conferencing facility, and then we're going to increase the lecture hall complex, annex building. We're going to build for the next building in the academic zone. And then we're going to also build the 2 more hostels, a 600-seater girls hostel and a 700-seater boys hostel, with combination of double rooms and single rooms. So this should be ready in the next 2.5 years or so. The tendering, all that, we are going to be starting in a month or 2, and then start executing them. And then add more sports. And also we are building in the hostel and sports zone. We're going to build a new full-fledged cricket stadium, a 400 synthetic track stadium, then hockey, another football ground. We already built 4 tennis courts, and then we are trying to see how to build a swimming pool because the government of India says they will not give us money for swimming pool, but we are trying to work that out. And an indoor stadium. We're building a pretty large indoor stadium which will house squash courts, more shuttle courts, and all those things. So all this will be, and then more volleyball courts, tennis courts, and all this. So the volleyball courts and tennis courts, we're trying to expedite and finish them in the next 6 months. So while the new batch of students are here, all these facilities should be done, but you will see a lot of construction happening on the campus. Okay, and we are building another 600 plus, another 200 or so apartments for both faculty and married student housing. If you see, there are 2 lakes at the base. Now, we have created those lakes, 10 acres, 14 feet deep. We store 8 crore liters there. We capture the runoff from the mountain, and we use for up to 5 months of my water supply in the campuses from those lakes. That's why we got the National Jal Shakti Award for water conservation and so on. And then the other side of the highway, we are building our research park. And that is also part of this package we're going to be building. It's a very scenic. We also have trails that you can walk on and so on. So this was the campus that we built in 2019, the South Campus that we talked about, as it looked in when we completed in 2019. 18 we moved in with substantial completion, but 19 we completed in all respects. So this is the view of the campus as you see it now. Of course, this is a little older picture where the lakes are not full. The greenery is much more now than what you see here. You have the administrative building, the lecture hall complex, academic building 1 and 2, central instrumentation facility, the 2 hostels I talked about, which has 1,000, and a common dining facility. There are 2 dining facilities, one in the North Campus, one in the South Campus. And then we have a visitors hostel, that is a guest house. By the way, the tennis courts that I talked about, this time we also hosted the inter-IIT games. First time a 3rd generation IIT is hosting some of the inter-IIT games. So we hosted 3 events: tennis, chess, and weightlifting. And in fact, all the 22 IITs took part. And all the people who came from the other IITs said these were the best tennis courts they've seen in any IITs, in terms of the way it is set up, the way it's been put up, and so on. And even the chess tournament, people told me that this is the best tournament they've seen, the way it is organized. So these are some of the buildings. Some of them you may think, why are these buildings not painted? That is a part of the architecture. We call it brutalistic architecture. But you have to be very precise and very good quality construction, because you can't cover up by plastering and painting. So you have to do very good construction quality. It's very difficult to achieve this. We are very proud of how we managed to get this done. If you go to any international university, most in US and many of their buildings architecture will be similar kind of material in terms of their finish and materials you will see. Recently, there was an IIT Bombay professor who came here, one of the deans. He spent 3 days here. He took a lot of pictures and went home. Then he said his young daughter looked at it and she said, "Which country did you go and come?" After seeing the pictures of the campus. So we also have a food incubation center. The picture at the bottom is the dining hall and so on. We have created nice sidewalks. A lot of the experiences we have learned in the first generation IITs and second generation IITs, in terms of the challenges they've had, we try to take care of many of them, the way we built our campus. And various sports facilities that are there. As I told you, these are initial facilities. In the next 2 years, we'll be adding many more facilities on campus. We have 5K runs on campus. I think this month end, we have the yoga day coming up and so on. We have a health center, which has right now about 7-8 beds with 2 full-time 3 doctors now, 3 full-time doctors, nursing staff, and so on. I have seen most of the other institutes. I think we have, for the number of students we have very good. We have counselors. We have 2 counselors. for the students to consult. We have a full-fledged ambulance center. We have a pharmacy on campus and so on. So in the next phase, we are also building a full-fledged health center. We'll be adding, how many rooms we're adding, Ramarav? 18 beds hospital with all the facilities that we are doing. We also have a school on campus for our faculty and staff, kids. We have won, as I told you, number of awards, about 23, what is it, 23 awards for sustainability, for health and safety. We've been rated the #1 construction site in the country for the way we executed in terms of health and safety. For exemplary performance, we've been rated one of the best sites. There's a Construction Industry Development Council, which awards about 4 or 5 sites every year as exemplary performance in how we constructed the site. Ours was rated among those 4 or 5. So students have a lot of clubs. They have about 25 clubs now on campus, on both technical clubs, socio-cultural clubs, trekking clubs, and so on. So a lot of activities for the student to get involved in, including astronomy, debating. You have the PFC, photography and filming club, and so on. So, and we have a very active SPICMK chapter where we bring a lot of classical performers to the students get exposed to the classical forms of whether, and also arts, performing and arts, both music performances, dance performances, arts, and so on. And the students run an annual cultural festival called Tirutsva, which is growing by the year. Yeah. So this is a quick overview of the institute, where we are and where we are heading. So, of course, now all of you need to take a decision on which institute, which branch to study, right? So when a student chooses an institution, right, they're not just merely selecting a college just by what all seniors did. Everyone is going there, so we go there. What is the branch? Everyone is asking to take this branch. Depends on the kid's interest, depends on the emerging trends. So you're choosing an ecosystem. When you choose a college, you're choosing an ecosystem, a place where your ideas are challenged, your creativity is nurtured, dreams are transformed into reality. This is what we are hoping that will happen, right? So, so the question that all of you has, which branch should I take and which campus should I join, right? We know there's craze that everyone wants to go for computer science. But at the end of the day, the core branches, we still have to build 50% of the we have to build as much infrastructure in the next 20 years. Our Honorable Prime Minister has this call for Viksit Bharat 2047. Now, if I have to get there, without infrastructure, I cannot build the country. So we have to build as much infrastructure in the next 20 years as we built in the last 40 years or so, right? Huge amount of ports, airports, the water systems, housing, all these things, right? So there's definitely going to be a huge demand for, without roads and this thing, how will you do anything? We want to be a big manufacturing hub of the world. We want to do a lot of manufacturing internally. You cannot do that without chemical engineers and mechanical engineers and material science engineers, right? So there's going to be, you may not have mass hiring of TCS coming and hiring 500 people and 700 people, but people who are good and the thing, there's a lot of opportunities in these areas. Critical minerals is becoming a big important issue. Material science comes into the picture. Everything works on batteries today. Now I have to, and then we are talking about circular economy. I have to retrieve the materials. I have to reuse it. So a lot of opportunities are, and then we have to look at it from the perspective of climate change, sustainability, right? So my request to the parents, mostly because they're trying to influence most of the decision, is is just not to go with what is right now in the market. Now with AI, we don't know what are the new job roles that are going to be had. They keep so mostly we try to train our kids so that they can adapt to whatever later on new roles that they have to take up and so on. So so think about it from all this perspective, that the student is able to discover his or her potential. By the way, we from the beginning we have the highest percentage of girl students from the first batch onwards. When other IITs were getting only about 10% girl students, we had 17 to 20%. Because now it's mandated that all of us have 20%. We create supernumerary, so all of us are getting to 20%. So we have always been attractive for some reason for girl students come and join us. Uh, so we are an young IIT. We're growing very fast. So a lot of our equipment that we have, the facilities we have, are the latest, right? Older institutions are stuck with the old legacy equipment that they have to deal with. And the government of India, because I've been involved in preparing the detailed project report for setting up all the 6 IITs. The government of India has asked IIT Tirupati to prepare the detailed project report. So the budgets and everything we had prepared. They gave very liberal funding to get new equipment and all those things. So all our equipment is the latest. And we are a lot of the industry today, a lot of government organizations, defense people come to us and say the new institutions are much more agile and able to move fast, unlike the older institutions which are become very big and it takes time to get things done. But of course, they have much more in-depth and bigger strength. So so these are some of the things to be kept in mind, that there's a lot of energy, like it's a startup kind of mindset. So as you can see from the way we designed our buildings to everything, we have been looking futuristic, right? We're building for the future. The curriculum, the labs, the research programs, industry collaborations. We have merged many collaborations, for example, the battery area with Amar Raja, with JSW, in the semiconductor area with many companies like Marvell, ASIP, and so on. In fact, I was supposed to go tomorrow for the Foundation Stone program for this ASIP semiconductor facility that is coming up in Vizag. It's postponed now, but we have a lot of this various sectors, all sectors. We are strong collaboration with the industry, and the world is changing rapidly, right? So you have to learn beyond classrooms. AI, quantum technologies, sustainable energy, advanced manufacturing, robotics, biotechnology, data science, right? So that's why we are also very fast adapting. As I told you, we introduced the dual degree program, interdisciplinary dual degree program in data science along with the core domain, right? So the engineers tomorrow will need more than textbook knowledge, which is the kind of environment we're creating for that. And we would like to encourage our students to get involved in research projects. And we've been trying to attract world-class faculty members to come and join us, and we have attracted also. And you can see the campus has been thought through. We have done a master plan for 12,000 students. Okay, so while we're building right now for immediately for 2,500 students, we'll continuously be expanding. For your reference, the first generation IITs are now in that size after 70 years, or after 60 to 70 years. But we think we can grow much faster. Like IIT Kharagpur is biggest, we're about 17,000 students. Madras is about 13,000 students, and so on. And we're doing a lot of technology demonstrations as we build our campus. You would have seen some of the floorings of polished concrete, 3D printed bus shelters. Then we're trying to bring in. We're also discussing. We're having deep discussions to whether we can air condition all the hostel rooms. Not committing anything. These are all plans. In fact, yesterday I was in a number of calls on how to do this air conditioning in a more efficient way, in an economical way. So we will look at, excellence beyond just academics. Sports facilities we are creating, various cultural performing arts events that we are doing, and technical competitions. Students are very active in running many of this. giving them social service. NSS is a national service scheme, is where we try to get them this thing involved. And a growing innovation ecosystem. By the way, Tirupati is turning out to be the educational hub of the state. Okay, we have 7 institutions in there around this place: IIT, ISER, SV University, Myla University, the state's veterinary universities here. Agriculture is the biggest campus. We have SWIMS, the medical university, and so on. And very close by, we have IIT, Sri City, Kriya University. We're trying to create a strong network of all these institutions to leverage our and then a big manufacturing hub. People think of Tirupati as an pilgrimage center, but Tirupati is also, it's a major center for manufacturing, electronic manufacturing especially. EMC 1 and EMC 2 here, electronic manufacturing clusters are here. If you come outside the airport, if you see, the state has identified Tirupati as a major base for electronic manufacturing. Sri City, which is the second largest private industrial park, 10,000 acres, is just 80 kilometers from here. We work very closely with the industry there. As I told you, ISRO's strong presence in our backyard. And a lot of industries are like, if you take tile manufacturing to steel, if you look out the campus, you can see these 2 big steel industries. Electro Steel, which is making ductile iron pipes. You have Pushpit Steels, which is making TMT bars. And then a lot of automotive. So a lot of industrial, and we are just 60 to 70 kilometers from the Chennai Vizag Industrial Corridor, Chennai Bangalore Industrial Corridor. So a lot of industrial ecosystem around here. It's just not just the Tirupati, is just everyone thinks of it as a people coming to get darshan, Lord Balaji or Lord Venkateshwara. But it's gone much beyond that. It is the educational hub of the state. We are trying to bring, I've been in discussion with the Chief Minister, make it also the research hub of the state. So with IIT and IIT present here. So, and we can see the growth that has happened around. In the last 10 years since I come here, the whole place has been transformed. This road from Tirupati to Erpedu used to be a 2-lane road 2 years back. It's a 6-lane road now. We had to cross the railway track. Now you just drive over it. So the whole ecosystem. So to the parents here today, thank you for your sacrifice you made to support your child's aspiration. And it's a choice to be made. And to the students, okay, come not just to earn a degree, right? Come to discover your potential, come to innovate, come to lead, right? And come to create the future. So we're looking forward to that. Welcoming those people who choose to come to IIT Tirupati. And also, anyway, once again, I'd like to congratulate all of you, and we are here to take questions, queries after my dean presents about the academic program. Dr. Ramkrishna Gorti. Thank you. Thank you very much. Yeah.
Thank you, sir, for that insightful address and for sharing the vision, growth, and aspirations at IIT Tirupati with us. So, moving forward, the next session will provide valuable insights into undergraduate programs, interdisciplinary opportunities, dual degree options, curriculum structure, academic flexibility, and student centric policies. I now invite Professor Ramkrishna Sai Gorthi, Dean Academic Affairs, to present the overview of academic programs. Please, sir.
Good morning to all. Congratulations, first of all, to the students and their parents securing very challenging through a challenging examination and securing good rank in JEE Advanced. I will be briefing mainly on the academic programs and opportunities you have through the academic programs. Of course, I will be brief in the points that our director have already mentioned. Mainly on the BTech program, I will be giving so, yeah. Okay. Yeah, right. Yeah, thank you. Uh, we had a revised curriculum in 2023, as our director already mentioned. Of course, the credit requirement is almost on par with many of the other IITs. In fact, it is around the average number of credits that are required, and it is on the slightly lower side as well. The curriculum encompasses, it's a holistic learning environment for our that is enabled for holistic learning. It encompasses several aspects ranging from learning, of course, the strong basics of in sciences and engineering, mathematics and physics to the engineering basics, and then having humanities courses that are necessary both in humanitarian aspects as well as on the academics and related aspects. And we do have a different components of the curriculum, which I will be describing. We do have several options within the BTech curriculum itself, like minors, honors, and so on. In addition to some of the things like upgradation to MTech program and so on. Of course, we have 6 streams here, engineering streams, where you can, like many of the students can take admission to, and the respective student strengths can be seen here. As I mentioned, the curriculum encompasses several components, ranging from humanities and basic science courses to engineering sciences, and then professional courses and core courses. We do have a provision for short-term and long-term industrial internships. And the curriculum, of course, has some of the elements like having life skills courses that to nurture your interest. We have actually specifically, we have several different aspects of the life skills. These are like a kind of an exposure that gives you to pursue your interests, spending say 30 hours in different aspects of the nurturing your life skills. Of course, this also helps you to balance your academics and the other like kind of a personal aspects, gives good guidance as well. We do have actually a socially relevant project and NSS activities that are spanned over 90 hours of mandatory requirement. That's almost like essentially every student has to do a 30 hours of NSS activities. We have good tie-up or association with some of the humanitarian service communities here. And students will be participating, of course, either in through technical teachings or through humanitarian services. In addition to that, as I mentioned, as the director also have mentioned, we have actually socially relevant and locally relevant project that is to be done by all mandatorily in the first year, and then subsequently in the second year. They can nurture it further in the second year, so that the students can have a kind of a exposure to some practical and hands-on experience on applying their skills to different community projects or socially relevant projects that will be of good use in doing subsequent project that you have. We do have a mandatory course on some of the emerging technologies, some of the mandatory courses say in machine learning and data science and machine learning, and as well as in quantum technologies. These are mandatory almost, or will be given for all the students have opportunity. And in addition to that, we do have, of course, some of the hands-on based courses where you can experiment with different disciplines of engineering at the early stages. And of course, you will be having several departmental and free electives. These are all comes to the flexible learning aspects. So you have choice to take almost say 20 to 30% of the courses which are flexible, either based on the like any of the course in the institute or some of the courses in the department that are offered by the department. Of course, the project also you do have 9 credits total, which will enable you to pursue your interest in terms of applying them in your area of interest. There is a provision for taking some of the online courses like MOOC courses as well within the curriculum itself. The internship and the project can also be together. Of course, they can also be done either in the institute or through a long-term internship provision. There is a good flexibility in doing them. We do have the branch change option. Of course, this is like facilitated for only 10% of the students from any of the branch to, that means the strength of the branch should not vary more than 10%, even after the branch change. So essentially the suggestion here is, of course, all the students who join will usually are bright, and you will have enough, of course, learning that goes on in any of the branches, and enough competition as well. So the even though we have the provision for band change, it need not be or considered as the main aspect of taking your decision. But there is a provision for the branch change for those who do very well in the first year, and based on their CGPA, they can move on to any of the other branches, ranging from whatever the branch to any other branch. We do have a provision for minors, as we mentioned. It is very flexible option of having minors here. So some of the courses you will be doing as core courses itself, they can also be included within the minor. And the total courses that are required is 4 or the 12 credits you have to complete. Say this can be in the area of interest to you. Say that we have 15 minor programs that caters almost different flavors of the emerging areas, technologies, and so on. Of course, few of them can be of just based on your interest, like if somebody is interested in literature and languages, so they can still take such minors. So there is a provision to take some set of courses, bunch of courses, 4 courses, and automatically it will be considered as the minor in that, and it will be mentioned in the transcript. Of course, any of the branch students can take any of the minor. So in sense that any, say for example, mechanical engineering student want to take a computer science courses, through this minor, they will be able to take it. And to take the minors, we have 5 free electives. Among that, you can take, some of them can be in the department electives as well. And we do have the provision for honors, which will be mentioned in the certificate as well. So for honors, it is necessary to take 12 additional courses or 12 additional credits, 4 additional courses. So this is essentially on the above your credit requirement of respective engineering. And the usually honor courses will be towards a little more specialization or interest of that like engineering stream, which you would like to pursue in future. So this gives a flavor of your MTech as well. So if you are interested to pursue subsequently, this gives a good flavor, or to understand them or to pursue them in future. So of course, as director also mentioned, we do have provision for multiple exit options. And based on your interest, students' interest at any point of time, if they complete the credit requirement and then the whatever the requirements of that particular sub degree or the the exit option, you will be enabled with either certificate, diploma, or the BSc degrees. students, of course, will have a provision to have dual degree, having both BTech and MTech within 5 years. And the dual degree option for you will be facilitated at the end of third year. Essentially, you have the flexibility to understand the system very well and then take a informed call on which dual degree or whether you need to or you wish to go for the dual degree or not. So if you complete, say, from the fourth year onwards, the courses of the MTech will start, and within 5 years, you will complete the course requirements of both BTech and MTech, and you will be able to get earn both BTech and MTech degree from IIT Tirupati in respective fields. We do have an option of having interdisciplinary dual degree, wherein essentially any of the branch student, say they're from civil, chemical, or any electrical, mechanical, any of the students, if they want to, or even computer science students, they do have a provision of having data science MTech. So if they want to have the BTech in the core branch and having a MTech in data science data science, they can opt for this interdisciplinary dual degree. In fact, in future, this will have very high demand because having the core in knowledge and the ability to readily adapt to the future needs, applying several of the in the packaging in terms of the several of the data science technologies will have a very good role. So this will be of great advantage and maybe of interest to some of the students. So I will not be discussing more details. Of course, these parents and the students may have an interest on the placements. So we do have very good placements. Of course, our as usually as seen by all the other IITs, roughly the placement percentage is almost on par, or it is on par with any of the IITs ranging from 1G, 2G, and 3G IITs in terms of the percentage of placement. Maybe in terms of the CTC, there may be slight variations. But however, in terms of the percentage and in terms of the companies that they approach, we do have almost the same provisions as any of the existing or well-established IITs has. So there are few international collaborations wherein students have the facility to take the BTech program here and have the entrepreneurship or a kind of a master's program. So this is a typical example with University of New Brunswick. We do have an MOU or a collaborative program wherein students can have their BTech here and then have either like an internships or in terms of the semester exchange or a kind of a entrepreneurship program. So it's very economical with, of course, with the MOU. As director mentioned, we are in the exploring similar hybrid programs wherein students can have the BTech of their respective branches and have a kind of a good like composition with the masters programs. That's all from my side. Thank you. So these are the academic buildings. Right. Yeah. Yeah, probably now any of the parents and the students who have the questions, you can either message in the chat box. Those who are here, the mic will be provided and we can have the question and interaction.
Yeah, any questions from the students or the parents who are here first? Then I'll go to some of the questions that are come online and we'll take it forward from there. Yeah, please. Yeah, please introduce yourself and ask a question. You can give it the mic.
Thank you, sir. I'm Lalindas from Chennai. I just campus is big and beautiful. I just want to understand, like other campuses, do you have any inside transportation from college side?
Yeah. So we have a bus service which goes up and down, but not very frequently. From the North Campus hostel to the thing is 600 meters. It takes 8 minutes to walk. I personally walked to time this thing, right? And from the South Campus to the where the classroom building is, it's about 1.1 kilometers. So we encourage students to use cycles. It's also good for their health and walk. But we have some transport. But now we are in discussions with some e-rickshaws and other things we're trying to arrange. Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Any other questions in Telugu? Or you can ask in Telugu or Hindi. Don't hesitate.
The students also can ask if they have any.
Okay, while you're thinking through your questions, I think there are some. Sir, can you please tell if there are 1 second? Yeah, can you please tell if there are plans to expand the engineering physics BTech strength? Also, if you can tell about the specific research domains being managed under the engineering physics. Okay. So engineering physics, we're admitting 10. Continuing to admit 10 this year also?
10.
Yeah, we definitely plan to expand, but this year we're going to continue still with 10. I think we're getting echo here.
Yeah, they have, right?
Yeah, then there's a question. Can you please provide some insight about lab facilities specifically for mechanical engineering, which might later help in aerospace field? Yeah, definitely. We have for mechanical engineering many labs that have been set up. Including 3D printing facilities, robotic related facilities. And as I told you, we are going to be starting a school in space science and technology, and where one of the big thrust areas is going to be robotics. So we'll be interfacing very closely with the mechanical engineering department on those aspects. Do we have an option for branch change? Yes, as Dean has already mentioned, there is an option for branch change. The rule for branch change is typically about 10% of students from a net change in any branch can't be more than 10%. So if you take, for example, civil engineering, we're admitting how many? 37, 38 students? Nearly 40 students in civil engineering. So from civil engineering, maximum 4 students can go out through branch change, unless some students come into civil engineering. Net change in any branch can't be more than 10%. And net change input also can't be more than 10%. So for example, if you take, you want to get into electrical engineering, and we admit about 55 students. So the increase in electrical engineering can't be more than 5 or 6 students. Okay. So, you have to look at all those dynamics in terms of branch change. So if the student starts in electrical engineering, later wants to shift in engineering physics, is that there is a provision? Yes, there is a provision, definitely. But engineering physics only 10 students, so 1 student can shift into engineering physics. Or if one student leaves engineering physics, then 2 students can shift into engineering physics, right? Sir, can you tell if there is plans to expand engineering physics? Okay, we already talked about it. Is the curriculum of CSE electrical EP the same as the first generation IITs? Are there any differences? All the IITs or autonomous institutions, they set up their own curriculums. So definitely there's a variation in curriculum from institute to institute. But if you look at the overall structure of the curriculum, the contents developed, there won't be much change. It'll be almost the same. But exact courses and exact syllabus will vary a little bit from the institute to institute. But the basic topics will be the same. Are there any limit on intake for minors in case 90% students AI minor? What will they still be allowed, or is there any restriction? You want to answer this question? Yeah. So there is definitely there is a cap on how many students can. Now that's been a dynamic way we've been handling it, depending on the demand and so on. But I don't think we have had a challenge of restricting so far.
Yes, sir. And we do have other minors which are almost encompasses courses, AML courses, say computational learning methods, for example, and intelligent systems and automation. So we do have different minors having the flavor of AI.
Then the question is there an increase in seats this year for all the branches? No, we have not increased because we are still in the expansion mode in terms of infrastructure creation. So consciously, we have not increased the number of seats this year. When we add more infrastructure, we will increase the seat. How are the opportunities for core companies for electrical, mechanical branches? See, definitely there are opportunities. It's a matter of packages. Okay, if you take definitely the core sector does not pay at the same level for starting salary. I have been studying this thing quite closely. I myself being a civil engineer and having my students in the industry, I keep checking what is their packages and all those things. My experience has been that starting salaries definitely in the core are lower than in CS or maybe to some extent electrical. But I find that people who stick on and are there in 4 to 5 years, if they're good and they're learning and contributing, their salaries catch up with the people who go to those sectors. And if they stick on in 15 to 20 years, I find many of them even overtake the people who go into those things. So that starting salary is an issue in this core sector. But if you're good, if you're learning, if you're contributing to the company, I find that in about 10 to 15 years, they are par or even exceed the same. So that is a reality we have to face, and this is something I've been talking with the industry quite closely. But it's not possible to, can you open this? It's not for them. There's a lot of structural things to suddenly say we're going to increase salaries and so on. So that is a ground reality I have to make you aware of. But definitely, it's not that there are no salaries, but they're not offered. They're not. If you say why is the placement low in say branch X or Y, it's not that they're not jobs, but they're not able to offer the packages our students expect. Okay, so if our students say I want to attend the interview unless it's 10 lakhs package or 12 lakh package, and the core sector is paying 6-7 lakhs, right, to start with. As I told you, usually they start a little lower. It's not that those jobs are not there. Jobs are there, but the only thing is the package is not meeting the expectation of the kids. Research, can you explain more about the research facilities of the institute? As I told you, we are considerably expanding. We already invested about 200 crores or so in research equipment. Next phase, we're investing nearly 400 crores on research equipment. So we have and will be having very soon the best top of the class research equipment. Can you elaborate about cross-campus academic exchange between IITs, permitting UG students belong to one IIT to spend full semester in another IIT while transferring academic credit? Yeah, so there is research council meeting, IIT council meeting. There has been talk about this and how do we enable that. Definitely, we will be enabling these things. This is in the preliminary stages of on the framework to make this happen. Even now, if a student really has an interest, it can be enabled. But definitely, we will be putting it on a proper platform across all the IIT system. How many students will be accommodated in a room in the hostel? Okay, in the first year, Abhishek, you want to answer this question? How many students will be accommodated in the hostel? The first year students will be housed in the South Campus, right? And those hostels are designed to be double rooms and triple rooms, but they're quite spacious. Where we have a little bit of a crunch, we have accommodated 3 people in a double room and 4 people in a triple room. But everyone will get a cot, everyone will get a almirah, everyone will get a study table, right? So compared to what I've seen in many of the other institutes where they in a single cot room, 2 students stay and so on, When there's a crunch, we had to little bit accommodate that. But from your third year onwards, you'll get your single rooms, hopefully. I'm not committing. Depends on how things are expanding, because our master's programs, all these are expanding. Uh, but the current arrangement is, in some of the single rooms here also, we are reconfiguring them that 2 students will have to stay, where there are 2 cots, 2 almirahs, and 2 storage spaces, and 2 study tables. Okay. But the first year students will be in the South Campus, where they will be sharing double rooms and triple rooms. They're designed to be full-fledged triple rooms. It's not like we're putting, yeah. Then the, oops, I have to keep this active.
So we are, sir, adding one more girls' hostel this ongoing this semester.
Yeah, we're expanding the girls. One more hostel that we are using for other purposes, we're repurposing it for the girls' hostel. How strong is the electrical department, and what are the areas of research going on, especially in electronics? The percentage of faculty here with doctorates in foreign universities in electrical department. So Naveen is here. How do you compare it with respect to departments in second gen IITs like Jodhpur, Mandi, and Bhubaneswar? Want to answer that? Yeah. So the question is, how strong is the department? Second thing is and the areas of research going on. Percentage of faculty with doctorates in foreign universities. Yeah.
Yeah. So how strong is the department? So we are a group of 20 relatively young faculty who are very active in research, spanning all areas of electrical engineering, signal processing, communication, ML, electronics, VLSI design, power systems, and so on. Yeah, so we are very strong group, and we are supported by professor of practices and adjunct faculty. For instance, we have Mr. Muralidharan, who is CTO of Tata Advanced Systems. So he is a professor of practice at our department, and also Dr. Rajesh Langoju, who is from the GE Healthcare. So he is expert on CT imaging and so on. Okay, so that way we are a very strong group. And research in electronics particularly. So we are a very active group on VLSI, digital and analog VLSI. We have one faculty who recently was working in Global Foundries and moved to, so joined us actually. So he has 5 years of experience in analog VLSI. So we have a very strong group on semiconductor device modeling and so on, electronic instrumentation and so on. So we have a very strong electronics group as well here with us. Percentage of faculty with doctorate. So yeah, so we have faculty who has PhD from EPFL. Many are from IAS, PhD from IAC and IITs. But many have postdoctoral experience from foreign universities and have active collaborations there. Yeah, how do you compare with second generation? So I think this, this I think, yeah. So I would say we are definitely on par with second generation IITs, Jodhpur, Mandi. Yeah, in fact, we have yeah MOU with IIT Mandi as well. So yeah.
Yeah, in certain areas like RF microwave, I think we have a very strong group here.
Yeah.
Whereas other areas probably on par, similar.
We are very strong RF and microwave group.
Obviously, as we're growing, the number of faculty members would be little lesser than there. But I think it's a matter of another 2-3 years when we will really closely catch up with many of them in terms of numbers.
Yeah, I mean, one more round of recruitment, and we are expecting a few more faculty to join, particularly in the area of analog and digital VLSI. Yeah.
Okay, the question is, what are the branches are there in IDD, interdisciplinary dual degree program? All branches, irrespective of any BTech you do, you can do the masters in data science. So every branch you can, even engineering physics you can do, and then do a master's in data science. Is the hostel facility for the girls in the same campus where the college is? Yes, it is within the campus. Currently, the girls' hostels are in the South Campus. South Campus is within the main campus. It's not a different location. It is the way we have built it. That was the first phase campus that we built. So it's very much within the campus. How strong is mechanical engineering department, and what are the areas of research, especially in electronics? Anyway, electronics is touched about. Mechanical, Dr. Reddy, Subareddy, want to
Yes, sir.
This says how strong is your department.
So in fact, we are the largest department in IIT Tirupati with 22 faculty. And we have a professor from IIT Kanpur, retired professor, who is actively engaging in various courses. And we have Professor Ganeshan, who has retired from Daimler Automotive. So he is taking special classes here. So, and the other part is how many faculty have foreign PhDs. We have 30 to 40% of faculty who hold foreign PhD degrees.
I
And,
think there's some expectation that foreign PhDs means they'll be at a different this thing. At least I would like to say that our PhDs from IITs and IISc are comparable to PhDs from abroad. In fact, some of the universities abroad have hired our faculty as professors there, right? PhDs from IITs and IISc. So, as I had already pointed out, and also by Dean, almost 70 to 80% of faculty members have had international, even if they did PhD in India, have gone abroad and done postdoc positions there.
yes, majority of the faculty who did PhD in India, they went abroad and they do postdoc. So that question is answered. And we have all traditional research areas, starting from thermal engineering, automotives, and robotics, and advanced manufacturing and structures. Soon we are going to start aerospace specialization. So we are going to expand into aerospace technologies and
Yeah,
other
that will be
fields.
under mechanical engineering.
Under mechanical engineering.
Or
yes.
in the School of Space Technologies also.
Space technology.
Yeah. Do you allow double majors or double minors? Yes, if you creatively choose your courses, you can do more than one minor. But double majors, we don't have it enabled right now. Okay. What is the learning scope, quantum science and technology in IIT Tirupati? Yeah, definitely. We have a strong group, both in quantum computing, quantum communication, both from a physics department, a computer science department. And as I told you, we are having quite an active role in the most active quantum hub in the country, which is the Amaravati Quantum Valley. So definitely we have a strong emphasis on that. When a student opts for dual degree, how can he opt in a different branch? Now that is going to be, it all depends on the dual degree programs. There are multiple dual degree programs. There are dual degree programs which are branch specific. There are dual degree programs which are interdisciplinary. So if it is and to opt for a dual degree program, you have to make the choice at the end of your third year. And you should have a minimum CGPA of 7.0 for you are unrestricted category students, and I think for SC/ST it is 7. 7 and 6.5.
No, sir, actually 7.5 and 8 is for with history.
No.
7 for all.
If you have a 7, now MTech students get what we call half-time teaching assistantships. So if you have a CGPA above 8, you will be eligible for half-time teaching assistantship, where you get about, now HCTA is how much? 12,400 as a half-time teaching assistantship per month during your final year MTech program if you have above 8 CGPA. If you don't have above 8 CGPA and above 7 CGPA for a regular student, for an UR student, unrestricted student, you can still get in the dual degree program, but you'll have to pay through your program. And there is some lesser scoring this thing for category students. Okay. Yeah. And can you please tell if the plans to expand engineering BTech with specific research domains being researched? Engineering physics BTech branch by department. See, engineering physics program, as I told you, we have started it 2 years back. To expand the BTech program overall, we wanted to increase our infrastructure facilities in terms of hostels and other things. So it may take another couple of years before we really expand the number of intake into the program. So right now, and it's been jointly administered. It's the lead institute is physics there in association with the electrical engineering department. How are placements for engineering physics department? We are yet to graduate a batch. The first batch is in completing the second year now. They're coming into third year. So we're not able to comment. But looking at the other institutes, physics head is here. Rudra, not here. Who else is Arijit? You want to answer about how engineering physics is doing in the other institutes in terms of placement? Any idea? Use the mic because
Yeah, hi. So I think EP program is a very attractive program across all other IITs. Students who graduate from the EP programs in the first and second generation IITs, they get very lucrative offers, and sort of the job opportunities are quite wide in terms of consulting, in terms of core jobs in semiconductor quantum industry, in terms of AI, ML. There is a wide gamut of potential job opportunities for EP students, and I think there is a lot of potential given the thrust of the job market in terms of the various upcoming sectors. So I think we expect our graduating students of the EP batch to be quite well placed in terms of the upcoming market opportunities.
okay. So there's a question of difference between engineering physics and engineering science. We don't have an engineering science program, but the question is, what is the difference between engineering physics and engineering science? Maybe you want to answer why we started engineering physics and why it is, what is the main thrust in the engineering physics area?
So our vision was that given the global and the national push towards some of the upcoming sectors in semiconductor quantum, which are quite interdisciplinary in nature, and these require foundational training both in core sciences as well as engineering disciplines. So the EP program is envisioned as sort of the best of both worlds in terms of the program that we have come up with. It's on par with the other IIT programs in EP, and we hope that students who sort of graduate through this particular program will be more in tune and sync with the changing dynamics of the job opportunities that are coming up.
Okay, next question is on CSE department. Can you please explain CSE branch and faculty?
Yeah, I think CSE department currently has 13 faculty members. Like one faculty will be joining on Monday, including him. So I think we are very strong in terms of our curriculum has lab components and system building components in addition to the traditional theoretical curriculum. And most importantly, most of our undergrad students, in fact several of our undergraduate students, are involved in research projects. Faculty have grants from Google Research, Microsoft Research, Accenture, from ANRF, ISRO, multiple funding agencies, and the department actively engages undergraduate students in research activities. In addition, beyond the AI/ML area, which is definitely one of the important areas, the department also is very strong in high performance computing, parallel computing, GPU computing. We also have a faculty, Dr. Jainaran, who is leading this effort on system level testing of VLSI systems, or like semiconductor broadly. They were, in fact, like I just want to highlight that he ran a course where students have designed hardware, AI accelerators, the hardware, new hardware that can actually improve AI systems reliability and performance. So a lot of interesting innovations are being done from the department. And one more thing I wish to highlight from the department is the kind of work the department is doing. We also are interested in deploying the system that we built. For example, like, we have collaboration with SWIMS, where the solution that is being developed as part of research is actually being deployed in SWIMS and so on. So both the theoretical research.
You have people from all the countries, so they won't know what SWIMS is.
Oh yeah, okay. So SWIMS is one of the universities here, so Venkateshwara Institute of Medical Sciences. It's one of the oldest medical colleges here. So a solution is being developed in the space of electronic health records or healthcare domain, on how computer vision broadly and machine learning algorithms can be used for improving or for facilitating understanding diagnosis and supporting clinical. Kalidas, along with his group, is actively working with the group in swims to deploy the solutions in that space.
Okay, good. And there's one question is what branch should I choose? Which branch is preferred to remain relevant for a longer period in AI?
Definitely computer science, I would say. I think in general, that's the reason for why I emphasized areas other than AI ML in the department. For example, computer architecture. There are multiple areas. Again, I would like to emphasize, or I would like to highlight that computer science, in my view at least, will be there in the long term. So there have been questions like, okay, what will happen to programming? What will happen if AI will take over jobs and so on? While there are some trends and so on, there are some things that are really happening. There is a lot of opportunity and scope for computer science in general. So I would say that no, the question on which branch, again, computer science definitely could be a choice from my perspective.
Yeah, he's the computer science head. So question is, what is your student faculty ratio in classroom? How big are your class sizes? So as I told you, the admission classes are quite not very big. In the case of mechanical, electrical, and computer science, we admit about 55 students, 60 students, nearly about 60 students, and civil mechanical about 38 to 40 students. I mean, civil and chemical, and engineering physics 10. So in the branch courses, that will be the size of the class. In the common courses, since we are admitting about 250 students each year, the classes will be bigger. We have 1,800 students, we have 140 faculty members. So the faculty student ratio is 1:12 or 13 or something like that, which is a very healthy ratio. Do you have enough research labs for different branches, or are they in expansion? We have enough labs right now for undergraduate teaching. All labs are full-fledged in all the branches. Whatever we are expanding now will be mostly for postgraduate and research purposes. So for undergraduate purposes, all the labs are fully equipped. Can students spend one semester abroad in abroad universities under any exchange program? Yes, it is permitted. Though we don't have too many such structured programs at the BTech level, at the master's level we have, through DAD and other things. They go to Germany, and now we are having with other countries. The BTech level, if the student identifies and wants to go, it can be enabled for a semester. For transfer of credits, there should be some equivalency that needs to be worked out. I wanted to do a BTech in electronics communication. To what percentage of it will be electrical engineering at IIT Tirupati? It will cover electronics and communication part. What it will not cover in traditional electronics and communication. Naveen, you want to answer?
Yeah, so our curriculum is such that we have essential core courses, which, so first of all, so EE, so this is a EE department, so which is ECE plus EEE plus instrumentation engineering plus biomedical engineering and much more. So what we have is an essential set of core courses, which gives a common platform actually for both ECE as well as EEE related courses. So then a student has an option. So there are a lot of department electives and free electives. A student has an option to specialize in whatever direction he wishes to do. If someone wants to go in the communication direction, so there are selectives, there are a very good set of courses we offer as electives. If they want to go in the direction of electronics, so that also is possible. Even if someone wants to specialize in the area of power systems or batteries and so on, so that possibility also is there. So student has to carefully manage their department electives to specialize in any direction. And after a BTech degree here, later if someone wants to take up GATE exam, So they are eligible to write GATE in EC, which is EC related GATE, or EE, which is a triple related GATE exam as well. So all opportunities are open here.
So the students have department electives. If they want to specialize in particular area of electrical engineering, they can not only take BTech courses, they can also take MTech level courses. Once they come to the third year, from the sixth semester onwards, they're eligible to take MTech level courses also. So in under departmental electives, then they have 4 to 5 free electives. Under 5 free electives, they can take those in the same department or anywhere else in the institute. Okay, so you have the option to choose your electives and say I'm more specialized in this area.
Almost 10 courses.
Yeah, almost 10 courses of this thing you can choose. How you choose will determine thing. So there's a question about chemical engineering. Can you provide more about details about chemical engineering, Dr. Anki?
Chemical engineering is currently 16 faculty members we have. Most of the faculty has a PhD from abroad. If not PhD, and the postdoc experience is from abroad. So we have vibrant community of faculty members spanning all the core areas of chemical engineering. Regarding the placement also, 75% of the students have been placed in the current final year, and then still few more companies are there. Regarding the third year students, we are very positive. They already 80% of the students are going through the internship programs at various places. For your information, I will list the companies: ONGC, SZGR Germany, Yokogawa, Hyoshi Japan, and IOCL, BPCL, so Bayer. Then you have AB, Aditya Birla, and then Nayara. So if you see that we have a lot of companies this time, internship. These are internship, not. We are hoping that the students who do well, these are these places, they get a free placement offer as well. And more importantly, every week we are inviting one industry expert to visit our department during the semester. So that means roughly 15 industry speakers we are expecting in a semester. So where the students are strongly encouraged to interact with them and they learn, what kind of problems they are solving. And also you will be ready or equipped with the kind of talents you need to have before you join a particular industry environment. So that's a brief description, and we publish actively in high impact journals. So regarding research wise, all the faculty are well known in several areas, not only in India, abroad.
Yeah, thank you. Bijali, do you want to add anything about civil engineering?
Hi everyone. Good afternoon. I hope now. Yeah. So hope all of you are comfortable here. And about Department of Civil Engineering, we have 18 faculty members. And as Professor suggested, majority of the faculty members have moved from first generation IITs and even second generation IITs. The department is probably one of the richest department in IIT Tirupati. We bring a lot of money in sponsored and consultancy project that eventually say our faculty members are experienced enough to interact with both funding agencies in industry and from government bodies. We have probably the largest research group where a lot of MS and PhD scholars works in the interdisciplinary areas itself. And we have collaboration with our own electrical, chemical, and mechanical engineering departments. I think if you look at the BTech curriculum, we cover almost all the discipline, and we have MTech courses which could be utilized by you as an elective in your BTech or a dual degree program. Where civil engineering, if you look at in the current situation, probably what the view of a student or a parent could be completely different than a faculty today sitting in IIT or an industry person. We are really looking for having talented civil engineers, and the country cannot grow without infrastructure growth. today, the growth right now happening, we are in high demand, and almost all the industries, all the faculty members get minimum 10 to 15 emails in an year to suggest a good candidate. We are unable to do it because we don't have enough number of students in civil engineering. And most of the civil engineering students have a tendency to move to electrical or a computer science, and that eventually kill their endu to learn in civil engineering. So this is one thing I would suggest to say, whatever be the rank you have today, you are planning to join to civil engineering because of your rank, just fix it in your mind that the department has a potential and you have a greater future. So just don't think while you joining that I'll be moving to computer science or electrical. That may not be a good choice for you. It do give a passion for first year. Next onwards, you will not be able to study. So it's just the cream 10% we are looking at. So that 10% may get a chance to change. But then everybody is cream here. Whomever coming and qualifying JEE and coming to IIT is a cream, right? So you are all talented. You may get it. I'm not discouraging that. But if you get it, it's good. If you are not getting it, you're still in the right department. You get a growth beyond what you think if you put your 100%. So I welcome all of you to join IIT Tirupati. Also welcome to Department of Civil Engineering. As I said, the most richest and the vibrant department. Welcome you. Thank you.
Since I'm also civil engineer, if you look, we had put up the list of projects that the institute has had. If you look at the consulting project, 90% of the consulting projects that the institute has are with the civil engineering department. The highest income in terms of consultancy from the institute is from the civil engineering department. In terms of sponsored research also, they have brought in one of the almost the maximum funds in terms of sponsored research in the institute. Okay, so that is the amount of demand out there, and probably civil engineering faculty are also the richest in the institute in terms of they do consultancy assignments and so on. Yeah. So anyway, as I told you, if you're looking at only package perspective, starting is definitely lower, but in the long term, my experiences, my students who have stuck on are doing extremely well. Okay, we would like to close so that people who want to go around the campus and look at it, because it's getting hot today, expected to be a very hot day.
Just a couple of things.
Yeah, no, just I wanted to add a couple of things before the day this thing. One thing is a branch change issue. A lot of people take the decision saying everyone thinks their kids is very bright and they will work very hard and they will say. Many institutes have removed branch change, but we still have branch change here. But then the probability of branch change is very low, right? So don't take a decision saying that there is this possibility of a branch change, because all the kids who come in are equally bright, and the percentage of the branch change of a student getting is 10% only. So don't choose your decision of an institute or the thing based on branch change. I think if it happens, it happens if the student is very keen. So that is one thing I would like to caution and advise the students and the parents on. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, just adding to that, 10% means even 10% computer science can't exceed 10% of it. So all through like only 5 students or so can move on to the computer science like that. So the other things, just I want to give an overview of some of the things that probably are again questions were again and again being asked. So there is a question on research opportunities, especially in electrical engineering. All departments, as HODs mentioned, have the like faculty working in very recent state of the art and niche areas of the research and technology. And they do have collaborations and projects in some of the very important areas for the nation. So they do have the research opportunities in almost all areas. Of course, if you specifically ask about electrical, ranging from power systems and power engineering, smart grids, to electronics, VLSI, accelerators, and so on, all areas. And innovation is the other thing that there are a couple of questions. We do have an incubation cell, and there is a good interest and provisions also are provided for those who want to have a startup or incubation within the IIT Tirupati, along with their research and BTech projects. And in terms of the project, you can take any of the projects at the early stages. That means ranging from, say, even a civil engineering student can take a mechanical engineering problem and whatever. So at the early stages, you are all encouraged when you do about socially relevant project. But when you move on to the core project, it should be related to the department, because where you have the all good understanding and breadth. I hope most of the questions are answered.
Yeah. So
thank you.
Just for the students from other states, just to give an idea of the geographical distribution of students, we have in the last batch BTech students, we have 8 students from 18 states who have joined IIT Tirupati. But if you look at our postgraduate programs and everything, we have students from something like 23, 24 states in the institute. Okay, so we have quite a mix of students from all over the country. So we would like to make it as diverse a campus as possible. So wish you all the very best. I think they've arranged a campus tour for people who have come here physically. And I think through our social media handle, if you have any further things, we'll probably be able to address that. All the best. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, everyone, whoever has joined online and offline. So this is a recorded video of this we have available on YouTube. So in case you have any further questions or any sessions related issues, you can just go back and view the recording. So we have a campus tour. So we have also refreshments that are arranged outside. So our student volunteers are there. They're going to guide you. So kindly, please have the refreshments, get energized, and have a vibrant campus tour. Thank you.
Signing off again.